Dr. Stone review. Let's start. Episode 1. Stone World. Using the Crunchyroll app on the iPad. So when I'm going to quote things like the opening sentence, I'll be using their translation, English translation. That day, everyone in the world turned to stone. Oh my god, a science lab. When I was in the US, I had the chance to go to one, and I loved it. A real science lab looks completely different than what you can see in Marvel movies, but here in this opening scene, well, I think they got the idea how a real science lab looks like. And in the first scene you already get the main character, Dr. Stone, and I just love the hair. There's a fly in the room. Well, hopefully it's going to find the open window. Anyway, one guy comes to the science lab and he's saying that finally he will confess his feelings after 5 years. And I was like, wow, waiting for 5 years. And then Dr. Stone reacts, how idiot someone can be to wait for 5 years. And that moment when Dr. Stone said the same things what I was thinking about, I realized that I am absolutely the same. I wouldn't confess my feelings. Maybe at all. I wouldn't even wait 5 years. I would wait 500 years. And then Dr. Stone hands him a drug that would enhance his chances. And the guy who is ready to confess pours out that chemical, that drug. And I was like, oh my god. How much did that cost? How much did that cost to produce that drug? How much did that cost to store that drug? How much did that cost to go through all the test period to get all the licenses and everything? Oh my god, I'm thinking too much. Oh my god, that is one of the most perfect opening scene I ever seen in an anime. Because I think this is the best way to introduce a character, to put him in a situation where he needs to show to the audience how he would help someone. Oh my god, this guy is really something. A century, a millennia. the catastrophe just happened, and and basically the world as we know it finished. And the nature gained back its rightful place. As centuries go by, even a millennia. But as I understand now, all the people turned to stone survived somehow. And they start to wake up. And actually, last week I met a friend, or 2 weeks ago I met a friend, and we were walking somewhere in the city, and we were talking about the statues, the old statues, because I was in Greece visiting the Acropolis, the Parthenon, the Roman Forum, and places like that. And of course, when I was up in the Acropolis, I've seen the statues, and so many statues being digged up even right now by archaeologists, and all of them are broken in a certain phase, in a certain places, like the face, and the other parts of the body seems to be intact. And I read about it somewhere, I don't know where, in an article on the internet, that basically when an enemy invaded the city, they caused these damages, these certain damages to the statues, because they believed that the statue is actually alive, or they can come alive, except if these statues, holy statues, are being damaged, even just a little bit. Flashbacks. To ease the tension. This is a master storytelling. You know, flashbacks, and you can see the past. The past where the catastrophe showed the signs of itself coming. So, and they were laughing at the signs instead of taking it seriously. And then, of course, the catastrophe happens, and that's it. I love it. And basically, now back to the beginning. And there's a tree here, a massive big tree. You don't really see trees like this anymore, especially these big forests, the Amazon and all the others are burning. And look, here's a big tray. And here's a scene I really like in Japanese anime, where they bow their heads and they say, "I'm so sorry, I couldn't protect you." This is very special. Even if you see only this scene, and you don't know the title, you don't know the story, you know it is a Japanese story. Yuzuriha. I'm watching this with subtitles. And the voice actor, the Japanese voice actor, is perfect. I love his energy. I love this passion he has. It is really a voice of a person who wouldn't be scared of the surroundings. He wouldn't feel lost. And who wouldn't be ashamed showing his tears. I've loved you for hundreds of years, thousands of years. And we can see now the crown of the tree, the wind, and no technology whatsoever, only the nature. Big oaf. Wow. And here he comes, Dr. Stone. Ha! You're alive. $5,738 the year. You slept for a long time. It's been over 3,700 years. Wow. I need to check this camera because it goes all blurry. So now we are in a Robinson Crusoe story. I need to turn up the light. Dr. Stone, Dr. Stone. Yeah, this is the guy who could definitely keep his calm. In order to rebuild the civilization. You aren't that weak. Of course I'm not. So, they were in a science lab basically yesterday, and now they are out in the nature. And they know what to do. Absolutely amazing. And plausible, very, very plausible, because of the voice actors. You believe the story, and I do believe the story. The fire. Stone Age to the modern age. I'm going to take the world back. We are going to build a civilization out of nothing. We are going to be the Adam and Eve of the stone world. Okay. Oof. Oh my god, the guy is bringing mushrooms from the forest. And that's it. It's basically less than a second, but I know how hard it is. 1 year ago, when we went to East Europe for a couple of weeks, my mother went to the forest to collect mushrooms. It is a very, very hard job to do. And this guy is coming back with a basket, a huge basket full of mushrooms. And Dr. Stone is exterminate all these things and start to throw out the mushroom. This is poisonous, this is bad, this is poisonous, blah blah blah. And he says, this one is out of a Mario. And I started to laugh because this is great. I like references to other shows, especially Mario, that is one of the most important one. Mario, Dragon Ball, all this stuff, but this, collecting mushrooms, this is really, really crazy. And it really relates to my life. You know, because before I started the university, I wanted to have my own farm. And now I'm doing the university, so it's basically the two worlds described in Dr. Stone. One is the city life, and the other one is a life in nature without people. I really like this show. It was like made for me. About a year ago, I went online and I found a course, an online course where you don't have to attend to lectures and seminars. You do everything online. You get your lessons, your sessions every week. And it was, I choose history, ancient history, and basically you have the pictures of statues, and you need to recognize the faces. And in this show, in this scene, the guy recognized the statue as one of his classmates. Imagine the horror of it all. That is a very good question. So basically, you are on a jungle planet with lots of statues. Maybe 8 billions of statues. And you and your friend. And what would you do? Would you spend your time trying to figure out how to wake up those statues to rebuild the civilization, or would you do something else, or would you just enjoy the silence? Oh, here we go. Couldn't we make wine out of grapes? I like this show. I definitely do. Oh my god. So now they stepping on the grapes. It's basically how they do it in East Europe still to this day. You know, it's very important in Central and East Europe, and people, even when they live abroad, work abroad, or study abroad, they go home in the fall, basically right about now, to collect all the grapes, and it's quite a big fun, big celebration. And in the villages, basically everyone has a vineyard. One step at a time. Distillation, oh yes. Heat it, cool it, drip it. Oh, Mesopotamian civilization. Yeah, how would you spend your time if you had all the time in the world? They just decided that they try to invest all their energy to wake up all the other statues, and now somehow all been forgotten, and they try to get the right technique to produce wine. These are real characters. Oh, my grandparents. They are from the city, but they had a second house, well, basically a weekend house. So everything that you can see in the show, I've seen this. Well, basically, I spent my summers there. I spent my childhood there. So I could do all of this by myself. Oh, This is a great show. And now I think I should definitely learn the names of the creators. Thank you.